Hello guys, welcome to the next HTML tutorial part 6. In this video tutorial, we will be learning about nested HTML elements. Nested HTML elements. In the previous video tutorial, we have seen that the general HTML elements. Before moving on to the further, I want to show you guys the most useful extensions once again, that I have added few of the extensions newly, so it is useful for our HTML learning purpose. Go to the extensions here, click on this icon. So these are the 7 extensions that I'm currently using. In one of the previous tutorial, we have seen that the how we can install the extension and how we can customize the VS Code. Addition to that, installing some of the few extensions. So totally we have 7 extensions. So the first one is better align. This is the extension that is useful to align our code. You can install it. So if you don't have, you can just type this name of this extension in the search box. So then you'll be finding this page and you can just click on the install. So the second one, it is bracket pair colorizer. This is the extension that is useful. What it does is it will apply different colors for a different blocks, different if it is curly brace or if it is a round bracket, it will be applying different colors so that we don't get confused, and the readability will be going to improve. It is the useful extension. So then we have the browser preview. So it is like a embedded browser. In the VS Code itself, we can see the result. Okay, we can render the page. We can see the result of any page we are working on. So you can install this extension, that is browser preview. Then we have the live server. It is also a best extension. What it does is we can run this page, or we can render the page in the browser, in the default browser that is installed in our machine. So how we can use that, that is just by right clicking on the file that we are working on, and you can just select run on live server. Otherwise, here is a icon for that. You can just click on that icon, go live. So this will run this content or render that file content in the browser, in the default browser. So then we have the prettier code formatter. So basically it will format the code that we are working. It is also very useful. You can install this extension. So then we have the VS Code faker. So this extension basically provides the dummy data. So it is very useful whenever you are learning something. You can just generate some dummy data, duplicate data. And we have the VS Code icons. So it is also useful, and it is going to increase the readability. We will get some icon images for that particular file. So readability will be increasing. It is also useful extension. So that is it. Now we'll go straight into the learning of nested HTML elements. Click on this Explorer icon. You can just click on this Explorer icon, or the shortcut it is displaying that Control Shift E. If you type Shift E, Control Shift E, Explorer will be opening. So I'm creating a new folder here. Anywhere in the blank space you can click first, then you can select to create a new folder. This is the icon to create a new folder in the VS Code file explorer. So here the name of the folder I'm giving nested HTML elements. Nested HTML elements. I'm expanding that node, and I'm creating a file inside this folder called nested HTML elements. Nested HTML elements dot html. In the previous tutorial we have seen a basic example. The same content I'm going to use here. So that is HTML, enter. So we got um, the tag, opening and closing tag. So how we are getting that is by just code auto completion. So we have this IntelliCode sense that will be suggesting us to code completion contents. Inside this HTML element we have head element. So inside this head element we have the title element. This title element will be having the content like this is the title, and after immediately closing the head element we have the body element. So inside this body element we have other two elements called h1. So this h1 element content is, this is the heading, and paragraph element we have, this is the paragraph. Save this. So what is nested HTML elements? HTML elements can be nested, that is, elements can contain other elements. We can include the elements inside other elements. HTML elements can be nested. So basically it means elements contain other elements. An element can be having other elements. Basically all HTML documents, basically all the HTML documents consisting of nested HTML elements. Basically all the HTML documents consisting of nested HTML elements. As we can see in this example, HTML element defines the whole document, right? This HTML is defining the whole document, that this is an HTML document. Whenever the browser finds out this tag, it will be coming to the understanding that this is the HTML document. So this HTML document is having the starting tag and ending tag. So this is the starting tag and this is the ending tag. we are ending this tag by using a forward slash, right? Thus, that is how we end the tag. Inside the HTML element, we have the body element. Inside the HTML element, we have the body element, right? Inside the HTML element, we have the body element, and inside the HTML element, we have also the head element that is nested, right? Body element nested inside the HTML element, head element nested inside the HTML element. So, what is this body element? The body element defines the document body. As we have learnt previously, whatever we see in the browser, that is from inside the body element. It describes, or it defines the document body. It has also got starting tag and ending tag. Body element as well has got the starting tag and the ending tag. And inside this body element, we have this other two nested HTML elements. Inside this body element, we have other two nested elements, that is h1 element and paragraph element. So h1 element defines the heading, right? H1 element defines a heading. So in this case, it is defining the largest heading, that is h1 element. H1 is the largest heading and H6 is the smallest heading. So then we have the paragraph. Paragraph element as well nested inside the body element. Body element nested inside the HTML element. That is what we call the nested HTML elements. So whatever the content, right? So this is the thing that we see in a web document. So in between the h1 starting tag and the ending tag, this is the content of this tag, or that is the content of that h1 element. What is the content? That is, this is the heading, that is the text, that is the content of the h1 element. So then we have the paragraph. Paragraph is the element that is nested inside the body element and the body element nested inside the HTML element. So the content of the paragraph element, that is, this is the paragraph. This is the paragraph. So then we are ending the body tag by using the forward slash. Then we are ending the HTML. So the browser identifies that this is the ending of this HTML document. So we are providing that we are indicating through the forward slash HTML. So this is about the nested HTML elements. As we can see, head element nested inside the HTML element, title element nested inside the head element, and we have got the content, right? We have got the content of the title element, and the body element that is nested inside the HTML element, and H1 and P elements got nested inside the body element, right? So basically all the HTML documents will be having nested HTML elements, and I'll just show you how we can open this, or how we can render it in a browser, embedded browser that we have, the extension that we have installed recently. So just you can just make use of this icon, that browser preview. Otherwise you can just press Ctrl Shift P to open the command palette. Then you can start to type browser preview. So here you need to choose the open active file in preview. Open active file in preview. And this is the option you need to choose. So then there will be a tab opening with the embedded browser, and rendering this HTML file. So for the first time it might take some few seconds to open. So this is the content, right, of this HTML file. It is rendered. So it is useful extension. Can close this. Okay, this is it for this video tutorial. Thank you.